Oh gosh, how do I do this again? I'm back. I'm back. I forgot how to stream. I forgot how to stream. Who spilled my known oil? Who's been spilling my known oil? Look at that. Known oil spilled everywhere. Well, I didn't actually spill any known oil. Don't worry. Don't worry. I just thought. I was trying to think what would be a good thing to draw that's not too complicated, so I decided to draw a citadel paint pot falling over. I'm also brushing my hair. Thank you. I'm a knock. I'm a gobbo. But hello everybody, how you all doing? I am still full of a cold or hay fever, maybe both. Probably both. Hi Brandy. Hi Anthony.
That's the professional streamer we all know and love. She's gone for a day and she forgets how to job.
I was afraid you'll forget me. That's what a professional streamer. Oh gosh, I'm not wearing my headphones, I'm brushing my hair. I can't hear Cuptle. That's a professional streamer we all know and love. She's gone for a day and she forgot how to do a job. Look, I got a cupcake memory. I forgot. Who are you people? Who are you people? Why are you watching me? You know what? You know what? It's... Oh. 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 I can't do the gift. How do I do the gifts? Super sticker, super chat. Engage with your audience. Start to poke. Q&A. Oh, how do we give out the super chats? Oh no, not the super chat. How do we gift out memberships? Have they stopped allowing free gifts out of memberships? What happened? On my way home. Oh. I can do super stickers, super chats. Where's my gift members? Gift memberships. Vroom, 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 yeet. Yeet. Okay, I'm going to open up my own stream. Let's open up here. Can I? Oh, I can do it from here. How come I can't do it on this stream? Okay, if I open up my stream here, can I do it? Why is there no membership gifting? Okay, I can do it here. I can do it here. Send 5 now. Hi, got Virgin memberships. Sean got a membership. Native Engine got a membership.
Cupcake Conjuror
got a member. Foxy and Drone got
5
one.
cupcake
And
mages.
Bailey. Oh. Hello, Goku. Hello, Goku Wardock for Wardock. Oh, have you seen? Have you seen the new Battle Force that's coming next week, apparently? It's just War Dogs. Oops, all the War Dogs. And more gifted memberships. Ha ha ha. Captain Jade.
Cupcake. Oh my cupcake.
Nathan.
Thank you, Cupcake Conjurors each. Tuber for supporting 5 cupcake mages.
Oh my goodness, you all got it. You all got memberships. There you go. There you go. Let me remove some of these notifications I'm getting. There you go. There you go. Whoops. All War Dogs. Yeah. Yeah. Oh guys, in the time I had off, guess what I did? Guess what I did? I painted some stuff. I did a little bit of painting. Aren't you proud of me? Off-stream painting. Oh my goodness, so proud. So I know you are. I know you're proud. Bullet Club War Dog Survivor. Do you want to see something? I'm flying. I apologise. I apologise. Where's the hand cam? I've not got my gloves on, so give me a moment. But no, look at this thing. Oh, advanced characteristics, whatever. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah.
Didn't see it. Didn't happen.
Week we should have seen this on Sunday, but I wasn't streaming. So look, the Chaos Ruinator comes out. Oh, look how cool that mask is. So cool. And look at a big old drill saw. So cool. And look at all the ways it can be built. So cool. But yeah, we got a new Back to Force, a Hound pack, and it's all War Dogs. It's just a box of 7 War Dogs. It's the same model 7 times. Those dice look really cool, though. I want some. Oh, so look at this Blood Bowl end. It's really, really, really cool. And the little Dryad as well. Oh, it's so cool. I love it. I want this model. I want to be able to build a Wood Elf army just around these two. I should probably put my headphones on so I can hear when Cuptle speaks. I apologise. Oh gosh. My earphones are a mess right now. Just give me a moment. Yeah, my earphones have been hurting my head a little bit, so I've not been wearing them. There we go. Got my earphones on. I can hear everything. I'm flying around. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, look. Erebus. The Siege of Terror. Eva of Room. This looks so cool. Sorry. I might cough a bit and I might be very sneezy today due to ills. Anything else cool happened on the website? Well, we had our pre-orders, you know. We saw this. Ooh. That's a cool box. That's a less cool box. And it's a cool box, but for a spearhead, you getting so few models feels a bit meh. Now that one looks like a cool box. You get loads of models of different sizes, including on artillery. Now, I like this spearhead box. Yeah, that's a good box. Are those old ogre models from Fantasy though? They look the exact same. These guys, you get 6 I mean, I know for bigger models, but still, I'd like to replace at least like one of these things with just like a unit of 20 skeletons or something. I mean, this one's not too bad. I mean, you got a big dude, you got a priestly dude, you got a bunch of gunny dudes, you got these things. It's like a nice spot. It's just, the issue is I just don't like this faction very much, this Sigmarite faction. It kind of looks very boring in general. I don't like the design. I'd prefer it had more of an Empire aesthetic rather than this. Oh no, just everything looks kind of weird. Great toy figure. Yuck. Great toys. Now this is a cool box. I think this box looks so cool because it's very colourful. You got these green dudes, you got these orange dudes, and you got the blue dudes. But also, it's just like a mixture of different types of units, and I think that's nice. Lizard box. Lizard box! Yeah! Oh, then you got the Beastman now. This is a cool box. Look at this. You get so many cool dudes in it, including a giant dude who throws rocks. I really love that shape of rock, don't we? Because that's the same shape of rock my trolls have. Oh, then you got the returning Beastman Braylords. Oh, and do you know, look at this big old Minotaur. And all those cool things. Oh, look at the Cygot. Oh, I love it. And also the poopy dice. Also, yes, this is definitely a really cool character you want to get. And, okay, she is cool. So that's nice. That's apparently a high elf, I think. Okay, fair cool. They're really cool. Now, you can tell that's an ancient model, though. Look how thick that unicorn is, though. Oh, my goodness. It looks like it could punch your face in. They're kind of okay. Again, you can tell for old models. And you can tell these ones are old models. The new Middle-earths. I just like how they just got a picture from the film just stamped on it. It's hilarious. Now that's a really cool. I kind of want to get this model. I know it's kind of basic. It's just such a cool design of a character. Although, wait a minute. Wait a minute, she flips. Here, her right side has, you know, for straps, and then the other side has for leathery things. On this side, the left side has the straps, and the right side has a leathery thing. Oh, wait. Is it just the angle? Is it just the center? It's like this. And then on either side, it looks like that. And then that. Okay, I think it's actually just the center. It's just because the angle we're looking at, we can't see for other sides. It makes it look like the other side is all leathery. Maybe. That unicorn looks like it's going to do some impaling and feasting here. I've already got... Oh, no, this is a cool mod. This looks like a proper high elf, though, doesn't it? Like, when you look at the high elves and you look at this model, it's basically the same thing. I'm glad Lord of the Rings is still getting some new miniatures, and there's such high detail ones. And Lord of the Rings miniatures are generally smaller scale than for Warhammer minis. And I don't think they'll ever scale them up because, you know, it's all in line with New Line Cinema and stuff. Oh, look at that dice set. That's so cool. And here, we got Beach Bar. I think this is an older model, isn't it? Spawn of Azog, that's definitely an old model. I say it's definitely, I think it's an old model. I swear I remember that one coming out when Hobbit came out. Corsairs, yeah, I think these are all definitely old models that they're bringing back. Old Dragon, definitely. Oh, I love this model though, it's so cool. And that's such a cool model. Oh, they just got so many cool models. I love them. I miss them. And then... apparently Old World has get in match play now. Oh, it might have already had that. That's a cool model too. This looks like it could be a Tyrannid model though. Like, look at those sea creatures. Those sea creatures look a bit Tyrannidy to me. So this looks like if you did a bit of conversion of a main character here, I feel like you could make a Gene Stealer cult model with it. Like, do you know, a cool looking patriarch or something? I think you could do some really cool stuff if you try converting this to Tyranids. Equally, look, don't tell me that does not look Tyrannid piled. And this one doesn't look as much Tyrannid piled, mind you. This one looks, if you convert it into 40k, maybe Eldar. But yeah, oh, I love it. Okay, but I gotta get painting done. I gotta get some cupcake. I gotta get some gloves on my hands, not cupcakes on my hands. Oh, tissue, I need that tissue. Yeah, I may have to keep muting myself just to like blow my nose or whatever, because I'm still not super well. I barely got any sleep last night. So it's like 4 in the morning. I'm like, I should probably turn off my morning alarms, my earliest alarms, so that I can at least get a decent amount of sleep. It's just like every time I start falling asleep, I suddenly just sneeze and wake up again. It's like, oh. I don't know why sometimes it's just so much worse at night. There we go. My tummy was a bit better yesterday. I say it was a bit better. I definitely tried to avoid pushing it at all. Oh. But here we go. Big old butts. Ow, sorry, I got an itchy thingamajig. Yeah, look at this thing. I painted 2 more of these dudes, right? So I painted one last week. Well, I say painted. You know, I painted the silver on them, do you know, for lead belcher colour. Is that in focus now? Yeah. So it's still a mess, but look, lead belchery colour. I kept missing every so often because my hands are shaky, so I do need to neaten it up. But we got it on its feet, got it just there, got it on the chainsaw, got it on the head. And I got 2 more fully done too with a lead belcher. Like on the grenades and pouches and stuff. That being said, I do want to do these little buttony things in like lead belcher or silver or something, but I want to do that like last thing on the model. Because otherwise I'm just going to cover it up with paint again. So what I'm hearing is that you're running on no food and no sleep. That cutting board probably looks really comfy right about now. No, because it's got nothing under it. Like, it's just floating. So it can support the weight of these things, but my weight goes on it, so it's going to fall to the ground. Cupcake magic is strong, but it's not strong enough to support my weight. Now, I have been eating. I just didn't push my stomach to the same level. In fact, last night I was hungry enough that I decided just to have a ham sandwich in the middle of the night. But yeah, I got some lead belcher. Ooh, maybe I need to go back over from this guy's head. But I got some lead belcher on each of these guys' heads. Of all the neophytes now. So now they actually look like we got proper metal helmets on. You know, it still looks a bit messy, mind you, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's meant to look messy. And each of the chainsaws also got painted there. We're going to have to go over these edges in blue again, though. Bob's here. I'm not stinky. Hi, Ivan. Still waiting and evading imperial taxes. I'm escaping from the Inquisition. No, I'm not evading taxes. But yeah, I still need to do the little knives and things of the bats. Not all of them have anything like that. Oh yeah, I also did. Some of them have little bullet things here. And I painted them on the models we did. But yeah, and I still got to do the boots. The boots are the bits that take the longest. Oh yeah, I did the little back bit on him. Oh, I did the little antennas on his little arse spot. You have awoken. Hi, Bug! You've awoken. You've arrived. And you're about to punch me in the face. Oh gosh, I need to drink. I need to drink. But do the boots have fur? Nope. So my character's not going to come along, deal from Oblivion, and just kill them for the fur boots. Ow! Okay, I'm going to have to mute because I need to blow my nose. I'm back. Sorry. Sorry, it's this blooming hay fever and potentially a cold. Oh, I got water this time, man. I got water in my little paint pot. So, I can paint the models. Oh, goodness. It's the nose of mine. I've been taking my meds. Oh, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. Where's the bomb? Where's the bomb gone? Why am I... Oh, there's Cupcakes. Oh, they flew a bit too far. Some didn't fly nearly far enough. Okay, you're gonna head off now. Bye-bye, Buck. Bye-bye. Oh, these gloves are very torn apart, aren't they? These blue gloves. Oh gosh, it keeps changing the focus. Okay, I think the last thing I'm going to do on the models in terms of getting things right, other than the dirt and stuff and highlights, is trying to get the whites done. Because they're the easiest to mess up. Yeah, I forgot to do the black parts of these boots. I'm going to have to do that eventually. Where's my lead belcher though? Oh, I also ordered some new brushes. I ordered a 000 brush, which is like really, really thin. And I ordered another 0 brush. Because my current 0 brush is a mess. Which is like a normal size Citadel brush. I also finally ordered an army painter drill. Unfortunately, I was struggling to get things at a decent price on anything but Amazon, so I ended up having to buy on Amazon. Like, ooh, I'm not a big fan of Amazon if you can't tell. Well, thankfully, it's been a long time since I ever had to buy anything on Amazon. Actually, it's been a long time since Amazon was the cheapest place to buy something. And actually have it in stock. Amazon usually has things in stock. I often find they're not the cheapest, and they're definitely not the best for delivery. Oh yeah, I missed again. Got some metal where I didn't want metal. Yeah. The one thing about where I'm putting the metal on these boots is you'd think the toe cap would need to be metal. Yeah, instead I don't have it as metal. Like, that's usually what you put as the metal point, isn't it? Because things land on the toes. And you need to protect the tootsies. Like my brother shattered his foot because he dropped a saw on it. Yeah, he's actually like, he's not an engineer. He works at that on, oh, what's it called? Work sites and stuff. Because he does. And one of his like things is like making sure things are safe on a work site and being done correctly. And that means like people wearing steel toe cap shoes. And then at home, when he was just doing like a DIY project, he never bothered wearing them, despite this big old saw that when it fell on his foot was easily heavy. Oh, Sean! Who gifted you a member? It was me. It was me. I apologize.
WHO gifted me a membership.
Thank you.
Who touched me?
WHO. That's a big cake. Not who. Thank you, Sean. I just got squished by your big cake. Oh, that sounds wrong. Oh, my big old super. Thank you. Thank you. Very kind. My nose is a mess. I apologize. But hi, Sean. Big old love heart here. Thank you for the super. I gifted you a membership. I get 10 free gifts to people a month, and it goes to random people. I can't pick you out, sorry. But it's Brian Mayer. Hi, I'm new here. My name is Brian Mayer. Nice to hi, Brian Mayer. We now know her real name. She docks herself from my channel. I'm start work, so I'll come back to be a minute later. Bye bye. Good look at your work. And hi, bye. How you doing? How you doing? Member for 9 months. Cuptle, aren't you gonna read it out? Mix it up. Aren't you gonna do something?
Cupcake!
Time has come. I being born in this channel.
Cupcake made.
Rob's finally being born. Bob! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! You're being born today. Oh my goodness. We're witnessing a live birth of a cupcake mage. Fresh out for your oven. Yes, fresh out for your oven. Yeah, cupcakes are born a lot quicker than in 9 months. Usually takes us only a few hours. Ow! Tony! Why would you do such a thing? I'm trying to paint. I need to feel something in my head. You're good. No, you're not. You're evil. You're evil. Throwing stuff at my head, Tony the Tanuki. I said, hello. How you doing? You're good. You're doing well. Oh, you stinky. You stinky. Ah, I need to blow my nose again. Give me a moment. You know, for a few minutes before the stream and at the start, I was fine. I didn't need to blow my nose at the top. Maybe it's because I'm talking more. Hi, Tony. Hi, plain old Tony. No Tanuki. How you doing? I got a cola. You want to know what it says on the side? It says, my gal. My gal, that's you guys. You're my gals. She's committing too much tax evasion. Even the nose is on the run. Oh, no. Oh, that's not true at all. 07W. Nom 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 nom. No, we're not on the run. No tax evasion is here. Just painting of models. Just painting for Empress Children. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. We're not painting for Empress Children today. We're painting Black Templars, which are kind of also the Empress Children. Well, more like the Empress grandchildren when you think about it. My last hope, my last hope. Oh. Did you know the Empress plan was effectively to become the Grand Crisis? Like, what do you think about the Empress plan in Warhammer, right? It's effective the same as in Stellaris if you become the Crisis. You declare war on the galaxy, you try to make your entire species psychic, and then you blow up the universe. The more you find out about this plan, the more it seems like they just become Crisis Ascension in whatever. I mean, if you want to kill the Chaos Gods, and blowing up the universe is a good way to do that. My big question is, you know, for Chaos Gods, is... are they restricted to a part of a warp that's only within our galaxy? Like, the warp is kind of mirrored to our galaxy, and you got the Chaos Gods, who seem intrinsically involved in our galaxy, deal for Milky Way. So does that mean if you go into a different galaxy, you'd be out of the reach of the Chaos Gods? Or would you find other Chaos Gods in other galaxies? That's what I want to know. Or like, does the warp not stretch beyond our own galaxy? Which route is that one in Stellaris? End of a cycle or something? I can't remember what it's called. It used to just be Ascend to Crisis. I don't know if they've added any other crises yet to Stellaris, because last time I played, the only crisis was... the only way to become the crisis was just ascend, just basically psychic hood, and then blow up the galaxy. And it could be declared a crisis without doing that, but... I can't remember what it was called otherwise. I want to play Stellaris again. I just don't know if it'd be good on the channel. Maybe I'll do it in a member stream. You know. Because that's where I said I think it would be a good idea to do more member streams that are, you know, games which I don't think will be good for the channel. Like, I don't think people would want to watch them very much. But on member streams, you don't really care as much about that sort of stuff. Stinky Xenos lover. Stinky Xenoses. One of the routes is rewriting physics and building the Horizon Needle to go back through the supermassive black hole of the galactic core. Wait, is that an official one now? Not just a mod? Hi, Salsa Slayer, how you doing? Yeah, you build the ship and everything? Oh. Doing great, how about you? I'm still struggling with health, so I might have to let the stream be a bit shorter today if I'm not up to doing it for long. I'll try my best. We'll try to get at least these new fights painted today. I say painted, get the metal on them painted, the lead belcher. After the lead belcher's painted, I think the thing I'm gonna do is... yeah, I think it's neatening up all the black and getting all the black where it needs to go. What it's currently missing. Then we'll get the whites done. And then we'll be going over the different colours, like the blue, doing highlights and darkening and stuff. And then we'll get this metal colour done properly. And then for this metal colour done again. I think the leathers are actually fine for the most part. Maybe we need to go over them with some highlights though. And we got the fabrics that we need to do too. Hi Night Parade, hi Nick the Salamander. Hope you're doing well today. Basically, it ended up becoming a fallen empire for N2 because the Needle is also a super colony ship that takes 90% of your populace with it. Oh, that's cool. So it doesn't destroy the galaxy. No. I wish they took more of the mechanics from Crusader Kings into Stellaris though. Just that, I wish it was easier for an empire to collapse.
As an Inquisitor of the Holy Terror of the Imperium, sentenced you, a stinky Xenos lover, to eternal subjugation and forceful servitude as
a servo cupcake. Emperor have mercy, as I do not. No! Look, cupcakes. It's illegal to make cupcakes servo cupcakes. Cupcakes are law and force unto themselves. And the Imperium respects that. Imperium is like, the Emperor was like, cupcakes have suffered enough throughout history. You guys are free to do as you please within my Imperium. The Chaos Gods have no pull over your people. So, It's because the Chaos Gods don't respect Cupcake. Heresy, so I've been playing as an Inquisitor and it's thrilling. You've been playing as an Inquisitor in what game? Oh. I want to be an Inquisitor. Actually, I would not want to be an Inquisitor. It sounds hellish. There we go. 4 neophytes done. 4 left. Okay, just green for brush up. Warhammer 40k, Inquisitor Martyr. Oh, I've never heard of that before. Oh, random hair. Still haven't finished that game. Ooh. Yep, you're going full Puritan. Oh, Puritan's so... Go down Demon Cobbler route. Get yourself a Demon Cobbler, if that's possible. Demon... Yeah, I want one. I want one. I don't want to see no pet. I want to be an Inquisitor with a Xenos pet and a Demon Cobbler. Lately, I've been playing Vermintide. I need to play Vermintide again. I need to ask Riot if she wants to play with me. With the new stuff that's coming out. Or has already come out. I don't know. Has it come out already? Oh, I just bit my lip. I bit the inside of my mouth. Cola. Imagine Diablo. Never played it. And you basically fare with Martyr. I've never played it, never seen a Let's Play. I don't really know what Diablo is, other than people really complained about Diablo 3. Out now, I had to check if it did. Oh. Yeah, because I remember at schools we're talking about, you know, new stuff for Vermintide, like a free update DLC thing. I also need to play Darktide. I need to get Bayer to play it too with us. Oh, I didn't paint that before. Well, that's something I'm gonna have to go over. Oh, we can paint that lid there. I should have probably painted that gold too. Actually, no, white's fine. White is fine for that. The game is not logical, at least in 40k terms, because an Inquisitor mowing down an army of demons in Chaos Marines is crazy, but it's really fun. No, Inquisitors mowing down things personally is not that crazy in 40k. One of the things that made me first want to get like Inquisitor models and stuff and build stuff was reading lore and like little stories about the Inquisitors where they would just be... Inquisitors were fun. But one of the Inquisitor I definitely read about that got me into it was I had a Demon Cobbler. Demon Cobbler or something like that. But either way, the idea was that like these Inquisitors, a lot of them just like possess powerful psychic force and stuff. I just got like this story of Inquisitor just like gets annoyed to a point where Demon Cobbler's like, I'm scared. And then it just goes, and like just obliterating demons and heretics with psychic force. And then like just cuts down a Space Marine. Like a Chaos Space Marine. It's just like a normal human Inquisitor, but they're just so well equipped and so on. And so well trained. And on top of this, it's like, you might think, okay, how did a normal person defeat it? It's not a normal person. For a psychic entity who's been alive for like longer than most Space Marines is this Inquisitor. He looks like a normal human, but he's not. like a space marine. I got a chainsaw. I'm gonna cut your head off. Inquisitor, power sword straight through the chainsaw. Well, relic blade straight through the chainsaw. Cutting it to pieces straight through the marine like butter. Oh, and then just psychically blast everything away. It's like, ha, take that, you stupid fools. I found when you played them on tabletop, they're just like that because you could like upgrade them as much as you wanted to because they had like infinite access to basically all the relics and upgrades. How about going one-on-one with Fabius Bio? Yeah, Fabius Bio sucks. He's not a combatant, he's just a scientist. To be fair, they get the best equipment money can buy. Yeah, and a lot of them have been like being so heavily augmented, but they just got the best augment, so you can't even tell they're augmented until you stab them. And your sword is broken inside of them because it hit like these adamantium parts. It's like, yeah. Yeah, my lungs are made out of a tougher material than most power armor. It's like, my lungs have their own force field. They just get the, yeah, they just get the best equipment. You gotta argue with Inquisitor? No, I don't think so, yeah. I guess my Inquisitor's been blessed by the Chaos Gods. Nah, blessed by the Emperor, bro. I've been running the Heavy Flamer and oh my gosh, it's fun to cleanse everything with Holy Fire off the Emperor. Yeah, priests do that all the time. Although I don't think Inquisitors can get Heavy Flamers anymore. Like on tabletop. If he did want to do it, then you just play them as a priest or a Sister of Battle model. Because we got a priest of a Vindicator and for heavy, it's a heavy, like a heavy flamethrower, but with a chainsaw attached to it. And the chainsaw isn't just a normal chainsaw, instead it's a power chainsaw. So it's like a power weapon combined with a chainsaw. Combined with a heavy flamer. Power sword plus chainsaw. Yeah, it's called a Vindicator, I think, for attack. I think the chainsaw part is an eviscerator, and the flamer part is just basically a heavy flamer. But yeah, it can just tear through armor, including power armor. I wish it had the anti-demon special rule on it, because it's meant to be all blessed by priests and stuff, but you know. I guess not everything should have anti-demon. Actually, that would be a great way to make, you know, priests kind of more important or effective is don't give them orders or anything like that in Imperial Guardsmen, but give them the ability where once per turn they can target a unit and give it the give it a rule like anti-demon. And you choose one of them. Oh. Paint. Games Workshop paint pot. Gotta love them. Also, gotta love lead voucher. Oh gosh, my nose. And we back. I am back. Oh! That's why I had the F thing. Green broke fire. goodness. Lead bait chuck. Lead belcher's great. It's a very nice colour once it's put on. It's not the easiest colour to use, although I do feel like they must have changed the mixture and improved it, because painting lead belcher nowadays is a lot easier than when I was painting it as a kid. Like, I'm finding it doesn't clump up together anywhere near as much. It's still got an issue, because I think that's just an issue with metallics in general. Of them becoming all a bit clumpy. But it's not doing that on the brush anywhere near as much. I think the first thing I should do to this stuff is put known oil on it. I just have to remember that painting these models isn't too important of getting it right, since they're just basic infantry. I'd love to have a super nice painted army, but at the same time, I've got a lot of models to paint. And people won't be looking at basic infantry in detail. And to be honest, it's just me who'll be looking at them most likely. I'd like to go out and maybe do some stuff, but you know, getting out's difficult. Life is hard. Oh, goodness. We've got... What's happening tomorrow? Member stream is tomorrow morning. I don't know what I'll be doing tomorrow. Oh yeah, that's it. We'll be building gobos and stuff, if I'm up to it. I hope I'm up to it. And we've still got a Space Marine 2 stream tomorrow. Because I've still got that thumbnail from when I was going to do Space Marine 2, but then I had to cancel the stream. Oh no, I changed the stream because I just wanted to do something else that day. And then I tried rearranging it, but then had to cancel. I was like, I'm going to use this thumbnail again. But I don't really want to get into Space Marine 2 until we've done Halo 4.
Cupcakes do not say such things.
Channel. Save for in-depth painting for mastodons of a scout. There's not enough quotation marks to lift that. Titan. Oh yeah, I need to... I feel like for Mastodon and for Scout Titan, I'm going to have to... learn to spray paint them. Ah, Titan, yep. Titan. Oh my god, seeing Box do his Titan film for channel is being on the, what's it called for Discord, Warhammer channel, has been a bit like, oh no, oh no. This is now the minimum standard I have to do for my own. I've also not done for base on my Titan. I've been trying to get some Dino Polymer clay, but everywhere keeps being sold out of it. No, I do spray for the initial paint coat. I might like learn how to do more spray. Like first do for base coat of it, and then like spray certain details on it, not like, you know, big parts of it. Where if I want a part of it just to be white, I should just spray that part white. It would have been a good idea to do that before putting it together, mind you. Hi, Elite Trainer, how you doing? I'm not feeling too well, if I'm entirely honest with you, but I'm well enough to stream, I suppose. I tried to get these guys painted today, and then if there's still time left, I'll see how I feel. I've got a bit of a headache and dizziness, so it is a bit difficult to paint from right now. But you know, I've always got a bit of a headache and dizziness, so that's just an excuse to not paint.
Cupcake, yay!
Index pointing at the viewer emoji underscore
movies.
Capcom Cupcat colon underscore Capcom nerd colon underscore Capcom heart eat well be well.
Oh goodness, oh goodness. I am eating, or trying to eat well anyway. Oh, hiccup. Now screw it. Reball. Spray it all down in metal and then paint all the panels in a tiny Titan. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm thinking with my future Black Templars, maybe I don't spray from black and I instead go for a dark grey. And then I use a lighter grey and a black spray to give, like, initially, just straight up give some detailing to them. Because I do feel like painting from white to begin with into the base coat was not a good idea. Because it's just the amount of contrasting I'm having to do with the black is just too insane, and it's hard to make it look nice itself. It just takes too long. I'd rather just have a white that doesn't look as nice. That being said, I do like the nice contrast you can do with on white. So, but I think it'll just be better to spray it down in like a dark grey, and give a very quick spritz of a light grey, and then a very quick spritz of Chaos Black on it, and then I can just paint over. Because I mean, doing a spritz like that will give, like, if you do it spritz of light grey from one side, dark from another, like light from dark from below, even, or have a light from the top, it'll give you immediately a very nice detailing of them. Not detailing, you know, like wear and tear or effect of lighting. So then you can just contrast paint over that. You need either grey seer spray for light grey or Mechanicus standard if you want darker. Oh, so Mechanicus is the darker one. Yeah, I'll probably get both. I experiment. What I'm thinking for the big models though, like the Titans, instead is I'll spray them down with Chaos Black, and then I'll use Wraithbone White on top of that. But like go very close to it for areas that I want to be white. So then I don't have to spend hours painstakingly trying to make a single panel look white because it's a massive panel. And then you have to paint it down in grey, and then you have to paint it down in the lighter cool grey, and then you have to paint it down in white. It'll just be better just to go up close. Are you using ground as a base? Black ground can do the trick. Ground as base? What do you mean ground? Don't forget to like and sub, everyone. I just realised this is actually a sheathed knife, but you know, it's too late. I'm painting it as a not sheathed knife. Because you know, the Marines use magnets to slap weapons and stuff to their armour without having to care about it. Ground or primer, something you put before your paint. Oh yeah, I'm using yeah, I definitely use primers. This one I was using a white primer. Normally I'd use a black primer. For Tyranids, I've started using a brown primer. I like a light brown, sorry, because we're painting from yellow. Oh, that's a grenade there. Message retracted. What am I thinking of for doing for them? Eligi. Oh no. Yeah, for Titans or big models, I feel like maybe I could do some cool spraying of them. I feel like big models, I'll probably just straight up spray black for the most part. And for super big models, I can try spraying certain parts white to make my job easier. I wish I could schedule my day a bit better though. Why are people retracting the messages? I look over, I see someone's done a message, and then it's retracted all of a sudden.
The problem with this plan is base sprays are meant to cover broad and evenly and are imprecise. They aren't airbrush paints.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said only on like the big models. Because even if it's imprecise, it's fine. Because I also design, like when you look at how it says you should spray from, it's like this far away on the package. And that's enough to get detail enough for like a Titan, where you got a big old panel about this big, but you want sprayed from this angle, they can just go and just get the panel. And sure, you might get a bit of white around it, but then you can just touch that up by hand. It'll be quicker to touch up the imprecisions of the spray than it would be to just paint something white by hand. Especially touching up the imperfections of white. Touching up the imperfections of a black spray paint much harder. Actually, the biggest issue I'm going to have painting any of these models is, if you look over here, you can see if it's just a white line that extrudes out a little bit. That's going to be super hard to do properly, because you either paint that as white, and then you're going to have little bits of black just going over as you're painting the rim black. Or you try painting it black and then have the issue of maybe the black just waves in onto the white here. I just don't like how it looks in the end. No. Oh. Here, a white primer, so your overcolour is brighter. Yeah, white primer is good with contrast paints because the contrast paints will show up properly on them. Black primer is terrible for contrast paints because a lot of contrast paints will just be almost invisible on black. Grey is very good because... Now, white is difficult because it's, as you can see on this model, trying to paint it black, you just end up with a lot of areas where when you're trying to do the contrast, it just doesn't sit quite right. And it's a lot more work to do for black correct. Whereas if I do it grey, for black will be quite easy to do correctly, and any gaps will seem fine. In fact, it will just be a natural highlight. While for whites, it'll be much easier to paint over grey rather than over black. So I definitely think I want to go for probably the Mechanicum grey. Grey spear spray might serve better for the Marines. It shouldn't show through under the black contrast as harshly, and it won't be far from the white. I think I want to go for, as I said, I think I want to go for Mechanica. I'll try both of them. I want to try going for Mechanicus though. Oh, that's one thing that's important to note though. Is that my new Chaos Space Marine stuff I ordered is apparently on its way now. And I've still got to try making room for it, so I've got to get all of my old world stuff made. Hopefully tomorrow for greenskins would definitely be finished, because there's only 2 goblins that need to be made, 2 orcs on foot that need to be made. Neither of the orcs should require much converting. And then 1 orc on the back of a big old bar. Well, it's not a bar, it's more of a warg. And that's it. The greenskin army, 5,000 points is done. I don't need to get anything else for it ever again. And then I got the dwarves to make, which I realised it's like 200 dwarves. I'm like, oh, but I've already made like 30 of them, so it's fine. Actually, I've made more than 30. I've made the cannons. That's 12. I've made one of the squads of thunderers, which I think is 16. I've made a squad of warriors with great weapons, which is another 16. And I've made a squad of warriors with shields, which is another 16. Actually, is that a squad of 30? So yeah, I've painted that. I've made like 50 of them. And the dwarves are quite easy to make. The dwarves are just unhellish to paint because they got so much trim and so many different colours. I feel like the goblins should be easier to paint, but I've got no interest in painting them for a long time. For a while. Black Templar are more important to paint. For bigger models, you'll probably be better served to Mechanicus since your highlighting should be more intentional, but I don't know how much of her panels you want to be white. I think our big models, so I don't have to bother trying to get black everywhere on them. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to undercoat in black. I didn't have much of an issue painting the Dreadnought. It did take a little while, but that was less about the whites and more about just how many details there are to paint on it. But that was a fun model to paint. And that part of that is because the details with the panels and stuff are... Everything's so big, it makes everything easier because you're not having to worry so much about, you know, things like I'm doing here. And if you do make a mistake with it, like going over lines, it's a lot less noticeable when everything is just so much bigger. Whereas this is, the part you're painting is so small anyway, that going over even a tiny amount is kind of obvious. So yeah, I like an experiment. I think I'll experiment with going with Mechanicus Standard and with a grey seer just spray to highlight it a little, because I have seen someone do that with contrast paints before, where they spray it the main base colour if they want it, then they just go over with a highlighted spray or a couple of different sprays, and then they just contrast straight over it, and they only need one layer of contrast on it because it automatically just creates the detailing and the weathering and lighting effects that they wanted on it just with the sprays. And they didn't use airbrush, they just used standard sprays. That's what I want to try to do.
You need bigger brushes. May I suggest, stressing the jest there, a trip to your local B&Q and getting a paint roller.
To be fair, I was thinking about that. I jest. No. I think I'm happy with how things are. Yeah. After I've got all of this done, I'm definitely going to focus next on to getting the black correct. And that's probably going to be having to use proper Abaddon black and stuff. Not Abaddon black. You know, the actual base color black rather than contrast black. Could you imagine how many Citadel paint pots you'd need to do that? No, you just buy for, you know, home deco paint set for half and then find out it's actually all just lead paint anyway. What was a company that got done for that? It was only a few years ago where it turned out more of the main paints that they supplied were lead paints and they had to do like a massive recall, but they've been providing paints for houses for years. I swear that was a big thing of was it B&Q? I don't think it was B&Q. I think it was one of our other, you know, big DIY shops in Britain. Are you thinking of Chaos Black Spray? No. I was thinking about using for black on for big models. I'm just going to use Chaos Black Spray. Yeah. For these guys, I need to go over again with the blacks. And it'll probably be Abaddon black. Actually, I'll probably go over first with the Black Templar black and then the Abaddon black. Although maybe if there's another contrast space like Black Legion black, I might go with that one actually when going over the detailing, because apparently it's a lot darker and thicker than the Black Templar one. Okay, I think that's done. Ow. Base attack, bombardment. No, get that banana and steak off my head. Ugh. I need more drink. Cola! Oh, the bomb's going off. I gotta get it. Oh, you got bugged to get it. Yeah. Woke has won the Jump Catch game. Oof. I'm dizzy. I'm dizzy. I'm yawning. Oh. I think maybe some of these would look better once you just have a highlight on them. What the hell's this? Who? Maybe? I don't know. Where have I been? Oh, goodness. Yeah, one of the issues about the white though is that when it's like not covered up, it just stands out so heavily. I think maybe before I do anything else, it might just be a good idea to go with known oil over pretty much everything that known oil can go over, and just see how everything looks after that. Yeah, I'm at for. Oh, Donnie, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to figure out how to get the things off the board. Myself and Inquisitor Muffin off. Oh, actually, I do know a way. I do know a way. It's called Leaderboard. Oh, wait, I can't at myself. I can't at myself in this. How do I do it? There's a word. Stream avatars remove from leaderboard. Remove self from leaderboard. Exclude user. Okay, leaderboard, exclude at user. There's a part of me that wants to drop a picture of a Chaos Knight box into an old Warhammer group chat with a tagline. Chaos Knight player's name, meta chasing a list, is a box now. And then leave it. Pfft. Yeah. Okay. Leaderboard. Exclude Inquisitor Muffin. Okay, give it a few minutes, or a few seconds at least. Hopefully it'll work. Oh, okay. What about now? Leaderboard. Exclude at. I don't think this will work because it won't be able to get the username. He'll probably just say no user. Yeah. I would say requires valid target. Do. Okay, it's taken a while and nothing's happened, so maybe... maybe that means it didn't work. Okay, where's Cupcake Conjuror? There I am. I got myself. Suffering from success. Okay, hopefully that works. Let's test the leaderboard. Oh no, Steam avatars! Steam avatars, why are you not working? I broke it. I done broke it. Ah. Ah. Oh no. Please. Oh no. Nothing's working. Nothing's working. Not the Yeet.
Please
Ow.
await 9 to 20 business days for your leaderboard delivery.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, what's happening? A bush has gone crazy. Why is it attacking? It's because I'm holding it. Okay, did I? No, I did. Okay, does someone want to try leaderboard? Maybe someone else should try it. But Bush has decided this has taken too long. It's taken matters into its own bristles. Okay, you both tried it at once. Okay, it's taken a little while. Oh, there we go. Oh no, it didn't exclude Inquisitor Muffin. Stream is gonna die. No, it's not. Steam isn't. Okay, so maybe it didn't exclude you off the leaderboard. Maybe it just excluded me from using the command. Unfortunately, I can't open up the stream avatar's editing page while streaming, unfortunately. Mod, name tag, blacklist, whitelist. Okay. Hooray, a job for later. Okay, so what I'm gonna have to do, I feel like, is remove a leaderboard command from stream avatars and then hand it over to mix it up where I'll have more control over it. Because I do feel it's a bit unfair to have Inquisitor Muffin at the very least on the leaderboard. And probably myself. Tried a couple of things in the past to exclude Inquisitor Muffin, but it didn't work. I mean, you can't target Inquisitor Muffin anymore, and Inquisitor Muffin doesn't appear anywhere. But still. Okay, no, that's not how I want it to look. Inside here. There we go. Let's get all of that lead voucher paint out from the... There we go. I should probably get some acrylic medium as well. So that... You know, there's a medium. No, because acrylic medium is apparently... you don't want to use water to... Like, if your acrylic paints are drying up a little, you want to give them a proper acrylic medium. And it will help break down the paints and reinvigorate them.
Only a real person is allowed to be on the leaderboard. AI and godly being is cheating.
I'm not a godly being. An Inquisitor Muffin's not a godly being. Oh gosh, I got something in my eye. Ow. Now, there's a lot of stuff I want to paint. I definitely wish, I want to be able to, you know, do the sort of thing the way you set an hour aside each day just to do something. Because I know people
What's
who
an
do
acrylic
that.
medium? Is it somebody who talks to dried paint pots? Is the Corvus Black in the room with us right now?
Oh, goodness. Basically, yeah, it's not somebody, it's just something, though. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't for only no nail on the shelf. With a finger and a thumb. Wait, what's she doing? A hand on a forehead, a finger on a thumb with the shape of an L on a forehead. Something like that. But exhale, I win. Oh no. So silly. What do you win? Yes, you win. The prize? Yeah. And for the loser? The punishment? Yeah. We need to fight. Fight for freedom. Fight for victory. Fight for the ruination. The oppressors. Go. They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom. Yes. It's true. It's true. Except the fact that often people would rather be alive than be free. You know, one of the things I've started realizing is that, do you know when you're like growing up and you end up realizing that, oh, things aren't always black and white, sometimes things are a bit grey too. I feel like it's gone full circle at the moment where it's like, wait a minute, no, things are definitely black and white, there's definitely a good versus evil, and this person's very clearly evil. Oh gosh, that's one of the fun things I've realised recently. It's like, no, sometimes things can be very black and white. Very clearly, this is wrong, this is good, we should probably do the thing that's good. I like how very often nowadays we want to like proclaim something as like clearly evil or clearly good. We just go to, you know, to just WW2 and take one of the, you know, the factions from WW2 and just go, yeah, there we go. This is a very easy way to get people to understand this faction is definitely the evil one and this faction is definitely the good guy one. There we go. Ooh, there's bullets in this guy's leg. As in, like, he's got, like, little bolt bullets he can take out. I think I probably shotgun shells, I'm entirely honest with you. Just fair. Exercise time. Exercise time. There you go. There you go. Well, we should do exercise, but it's a handcam stream. Handcam is exercise enough. Oh, so look, it's the last of the neophytes. That means I'll be down to Marines who I've got to paint these little things here inside there and those little bits here. And, but he doesn't have a chainsaw. Where's some of the chainsaw? The chainsaw blade here. Oh, this guy never did any of these metallics on. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to do him. I'll do him before the stream ends. The metallics. The bronze metallics. Everyone else has been done. Good. Yeah, I got to do the blades. In the correct colour. These are little back parts, but I think that's about it. Yeah, I don't have any other lead belchery colours for them. Other than this guy's sword. I then go over in Stormhost Silver mostly. I am scared. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm eating some ketchup. I'm not eating ketchup. Why am I not eating ketchup? I don't know. You don't know me. I know you. I don't know you. Who are you? You're Cupcon. Now, I know I'm Cupcon, but what about you? I'm also Cupcon. Like, what? We can't both be Cupcon. Yes, we can. We're just the same person talking to one another. Oh. You're telling me I've gone crazy. Yep. Crazy as a bat. I thought it was a cat, but we were. No, we're a cupcake. Oh, yeah. But they call us a cat. It was crazy. The craziest cat. I think this looks like a cat. But it's really a cupcake. Actually, it doesn't even look like a cupcake. It looks more like a person. It's a weird swirl in the hair. And sprinkles. Which clearly defines us as a cupcake. But no, chat's sake. Oh my goodness, I've gone insane. I apologise. It's this illness. It's causing me to be delusional. No, I'm just talking to myself because I find it funny sometimes. There we go.
Gone. That would imply you never were descended further is more correct.
No, I've not descended further into insanity. I've come far enough away to recognise when I'm just talking to myself. Bam, 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 bam. Now, at the moment, I'm only insane. I'm not completely delusional. I was completely delusional, but I've only gone insane. Isn't that right, Cupcon? Sure is, Cupcon. Sure is. Did you know? This week in Sports Ball, sports have been balled. That's how I know that the world isn't. That's how I know I'm insane. When all the sports programs are speaking random gibberish I don't understand. Because if they did make it something I could understand, then obviously all the news and sports news should just be sports board has sports board, and you know, for sports with an egg, they did the egg thing. It's very good. People were happy. Other people were angry. That's all the sports news would be like. Oh my gosh, Brian has the sports egg. Oh my gosh, he's thrown it to John, and John is running with a sports egg. and John just threw the sports egg at the ground, and now the crowd is cheering, and also everyone's now walking back into lines, and the sports egg is being held to them, and once again the egg's being passed to John, and then John's throwing it to Greg. Oh, but for opposing teams, John too has got it. Hand egg, and the inferior colonial hand egg. Yep. Oh, it's time to kick the egg, and the egg missed the big old H. Edward, thank you. Okay, Messi's kicked it to Ronaldo, and Ronaldo's kicked it to Messi, and Ronaldo is running, and Messi's going the opposite direction. Oh, they forgot from the different teams. I just picked 2 random football names, I know. $2,500. I can't understand your accent. Thank you. John Warhammer. Oh my goodness. John Warhammer playing sports egg. Impossible. I don't know whether as a person who used to play rugby to laugh or be offended. Look, we had to do sports and oh my gosh, no goodness, the entire thing, some focus I didn't realise. I gotta sneeze. Best mate. Oh gosh. Lionel Messi Johnson. I had to do sports in school. Like most schools force you to do sports. And the choices were either football or rugby. Except in the summer where we could do athletics. So, to get out to football, because I hated it so much, I did rugby. Okay, I'm gonna have to blow my nose again. I apologise, everyone. I'm full of hay fever and or a cold. That's how I'm doing. Splash you. Splash you. Yeah. We had a mixed rugby though. It was weird. And as a 6-foot person, I was on... I had to play with the boys more often anyway. I still remember one time, but I still hated doing like sport things though, because I just didn't care. The superior ball game, to be sure, a game for wheelmen and women. Yeah, I still remember just one day, it's like, they're like, okay, you're really tall, so you just go to the back, and because you don't have to do anything other than get in the way of a person. So I remember like this big old dude, like who was almost as tall as me and like almost as wide as I was tall. I don't mean he was like fat teeth, he was just like very big built. And he was like just charging with, you know, the ball. And like people were trying to tackle him and they were just bouncing off because, you know, for the kids that were much smaller than he was, because he was like almost a full grown man. It was one of those people that he actually had a very baby face, but if you were to look at him like from behind, you'd think he was like a grown man rather than just a kid. But he was charging along. I just stood in the front of him because I'm like, I'm not tackling him. I'm not getting dirty. I don't want to get dirt all over me. The showers are terrible here. And I just knocked into me and I just fell. Like a dunk. Like, yeah, I'm still taller than you, dude. I'm still taller than you. And I've got I did gymnastics. I've got a very good sense of balance. You're not going to knock me over. Blood ball is more like American football. Yeah. Cupcake, how did he get sick? I don't know. My father had a cold, and then I got a cold. Oh, but I'm not sure I've got a cold. I think it might just be hay fever. It's very hard to tell, to be honest, with my hay fever, because my hay fever does affect my asthma and stuff. Because it affects my breathing, and that means I get a lot more flu-like symptoms as well on top of my hay fever. Yeah, I just found that funny, and people are just like, Cupcake is surprisingly tough. Oh, because the boys did not like having to play with me either. It's like, I don't want to be here. You don't want me here. Actually, the sports teachers really did not like me. One of the main reasons being is that, what did they do? Oh yeah, I'm relatively athletically built. Like, despite how ill I am, I can be quite athletic. Like, even nowadays, it's like, I still have a surprising amount of strength, endurance, and speed and stuff, despite the fact that I spend most of my time not able to move very much. So Cupcake, I don't really have a muscle build. I've got a surprise build. You know, one of those creeper builds. No, sleeper builds, not creeper builds. That's a different thing. You know, the sleeper builds where you don't look very tough, but then you actually turn out to be tough. Like Cupcake. Cupcake's tough. She's scary. She's scary. Yeah, but it's like I could run really well. And they wanted me to like run on doing like the athletics team and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to. Hi, allergic people. No role playing in chat, please. 2500 Conjuror streaming. She lied. I said I might not stream today. I might have to put it back. I decided I would stream. Oh, but yeah. And I did not like, but I didn't want to run. And in part because my health still wasn't great even back then, even when it was a lot better. I didn't really want to do athletics, especially since most athletic competitions take place in the summer and springtime. And that's when my hay fevers are worse. I'm like, I don't want to be in the middle of the field practicing running when my hay fever's bad. I then when I realised that, like, actually for more... Like, I used to do a thing where it's like, I have to be here anyway, so I might as well just have some fun and just try hard anyway. I like see how far I can get. Like, when it comes to the jumping, the running and everything like that. And they're like, you have to be on the teams, you have to do this. And then once I realised that, I was just like, okay, I'm not going to try very hard anymore. Or if I think it took it too much the opposite direction. That's partly because it's like one of the people I was meant to be running against. She was like, I was in a competition because she really wanted to be an athlete and stuff. And I like went down to a jog in a 400-meter race so that she could, you know, beat me at it. Except she was still struggling, and I ended up basically going to what was a fast-paced walk instead, like a power walk. And I was still keeping up with it. I was like, this is really, really bad. Oh, Mum said she might buy me a candy, and she didn't. Mum, that's not a lie. You women and your half-truths. Hay fever when by fever walks in. I could do with some by fever. Give me for throwing sports, shot put and discus were fun. I never did them. Because we didn't have that sort of set up at school. Or at the athletics track near the school. We didn't have those types of things. Actually, no, I did do javelin once. I did do javelin. In which I was okay-ish at it. I wasn't great. I don't have the most amazing arm strength. I do have really good gripping strength. I got good pushing strength. And like punch. But when it comes to actually like throwing something, I'm not the greatest at it. I like people were shocked by just how poor I was at throwing things. It's like, yeah, I can throw it decently far, but not amazingly. It's like, you throw like a girl. It's like, well, I am. It's like, I mean, yeah, but usually like you're competing more on par with the boys, but or beyond them. How come you can't throw that well? It's like, have you seen my noodle arms? Why do you think I can throw well? I got noodle arms. In fact, I imagine one of the reasons I can run so well is that my arms have absolutely no weight to them, so I'm not holding myself down with extra weight. And like I can jump high. I'm only good at basketball, but now I haven't played it for a decade. Oh,
Bet
yeah.
you can throw your back.
I don't know. I got a pretty strong back. So it's kind of like Cupcake has a sleeper muscle mummy build. My legs, I got strong legs. I got strong legs. Actually, no, when I was in school, we did have a proper gym that we were allowed to use. And I could do the bench press thing. It went up to like 120 kilograms and I could do that relatively, not easily, but I could do it reasonably. Where I didn't exactly need like a spot or something for me. It's like, yeah, I'm just that strong. I can lift twice my weight. Ha! Take that, you weaklings. 120 kgs, yeah. Throw back as in shaking the booty. I would never shake my booty. Actually, no, I do. Sometimes when I do my exercises or my stretches, I just start, like, I like having my music on, and sometimes I'm just like dancing. A little bit of dancing, more just like standing side to side. More like doing this, to be honest, in real life. Just 20 sets of booty shakes. No! I've not done squats in a while because the squats were damaging my knees because I was doing them wrong, so I had to stop my squats. Oh gosh, look how messy this is. Yeah, this is why I need an acrylic medium. Yeah, I am not able to do 120 kilos anymore. But that's when I was doing like exercise very regularly. Like I would go to the gym after school before going to Warhammer if I did go to Warhammer. And as a result, not to the school gym. Hi, Sir Honey Rose. Not to the school gym. But like there was one down the road, and it was like on the way to the Warhammer shop. So I'd go there for like an hour every day, or sometimes a bit longer. The Warhammer wasn't going to be open, or they didn't want to do it. And then I'd be on the rowing machines, and I'd use the weight machines and stuff. It was a really nice gym because at that time, like, no one was in it except like me and a few other people, and it was quite large. So I did exercise quite often, and there was a treadmill. I didn't like the treadmill very much because it made my tummy go upset, but I did like the spin bike. And I watched Rosemary's cooking show. I think it was called Rosemary. I watched the Rosemary cooking show when it was on. I was like, oh yeah, I'm learning to cook. I'm doing some cool exercises. Yeah. I also did swimming back then still. So, because I like staying fit. I still like trying to stay fit. So I'm shaking up the pace right now. I'm just like by the way, Talan, do you want to see something horrific? Oh, look at that! Who spilled my known oil? I drew known oil being spilled. Don't you think that looks horrific? Don't you think isn't that scary? For poor known oil. Don't worry, I didn't spill any known oil in real life. I was just thinking about what should... I'm surprised at how well I managed to write Citadel colour known oil sideways. Like, I drew that while it was on its side. Like, I didn't like flip the picture or anything. Because why would you pick such a tragedy? Just in case it happened IRL. So I can say I'm for Simpsons now. I predicted it. The chalkboard drawing. Karate, I think I've done like one lesson. I used to do judo though, when I was like very young. Fighting things I've done, judo, and kickboxing are the two main ones. I think I did a little bit of MMA, like learning mixed martial arts. I did like one lesson of karate and didn't care for it.
Cupcake has been a bear in my backyard today. Nanny do I do?
I have no idea. We don't have bears in Britain. I think in general call animal control. Cupcake was a jiu-jitsu master. No, I did judo. I also did gymnastics. I did swimming. I actually did competitive swimming as well for a while. But eventually
all her skill in a bottle is wasted. That'll be the last drawing she'll ever do. She has no skill left.
No, I do have skill. I do have skill. No, what else did I do? I did swimming competitively, but my health was really bad. And my parents thought it might be for chlorine and stuff and for water, for other chemicals, making, like, setting my stomach condition off. It's probably just the fact that swimming was exerting extra strain onto my body. And my body didn't like it, so it became ill.
She does have skill, is it right, Cupcake?
I do have skill. I got enough skill left. I got enough skill in my little finger to topple Japan. But yeah, that was when I was very young, when I was doing for competitive swimming and stuff. I think it was after that I moved on to gymnastics and judo. I really enjoyed gymnastics. If they wanted me to do, once again, competitive, because I am incredibly flexible. Even now, I'm still very flexible. But they wanted me to do that competitively. I was like, no. Now for gymnastics instructors were a lot more like, hey, you want to do this competitively? And I was like, no. And they're like, that's fair. And then my parents were like, no, you should definitely do it competitively. You should definitely do it. And I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to do it. I don't enjoy competition. I just enjoy gymnastics. I would like to do that. I did rock climbing actually for a little while. But there was another kid who was like older than me. Because of rock climbing stuff. And he was like, he led most of it, and he kind of scared me. Yeah, he was like in charge of a lot of the rock climbing stuff because he was like really into rock climbing. And he kind of creeped me out a little bit. Well, he didn't creep me out. So, people were telling Conjuror to join every team ever. She was playing real life Skyrim. No. I wasn't asked to do like anything for rock climbing. I was relatively good at rock climbing, but they weren't like, hey, you should do this for whatever. What else was there? And they were definitely not asking me to join certain stuff. Like, what other stuff weren't they asking me to do? Like, they definitely didn't want me on the rugby or football teams, oh my goodness. That's because they also recognise I didn't like the sport, and if they forced me to do it, I would just be doing it badly. The athlete to VTuber pipeline. Actually, it was athlete to scientist to VTuber pipeline. Now, because the thing about me being an athlete as well is that because of my health conditions and everything like that, I couldn't really do training properly, and that's one of the reasons why I never wanted to do it, because it's like, well, I don't like competition, to be honest, that much. I don't like all that extra stress. And it's like, if someone else really wants to win, I'd rather they win, if you know. Like, if winning is really important to them, I'd just rather they win. Winning's not important to me. Scientist. Yeah, I'm a physicist. I'm a physicist, you crazy egg. No, they didn't specifically ask me not to join, but they definitely didn't want me joining those things. Oh, but yeah, between my hay fever and just my general ill health, being in any sort of athletic pursuit was just not in the cards for me, because I just wouldn't be able to keep up with training. And if I was just ill on the day, which, you know, all the extra stress off, all of that stuff would probably mean I'll be ill. I just wouldn't be able to compete very well. Reinterpret, if not friend, why friend? Shape condition of humans. Bye-bye, so Honey Rose. Yeah, leveled up. Yeah, so as I got older as well, it was harder and harder for me to keep up with doing any sorts of things like that. Also, back then, a lot of the people, especially teachers and stuff, didn't really feel my illness seriously. They thought I was faking it. Which meant that a lot of the time for like, no, you should just stop being ill and, you know, do this. And my illness wasn't as bad back then, but it was still getting worse with each passing year. So my parents definitely wanted me in all of these things. Do you know where you get the joke about Asian parents be like, yeah, that's what my parents were like. Like, what do you mean you got a B+? That's not good enough. Mother crying because I got a B on an exam and I'm a failure. Oh, she's a failure because we got B's in exams. It's like, oh no. And then it's, and that I should be doing these sports and stuff. Yeah. I could have never been an athlete though. Don't have a mindset for it. Wouldn't have trained hard enough even if I wasn't ill. And not only that, but
School to CupCon. Have you tried not being sick?
Yeah, seriously, that's the entire thing. But it was more like that. It's like, stop pretending to be sick. It's like, I'm not pretending. This is just me. I remember it's like, I swear there was like a time as well when like my hay fever when I was a kid was worse than it was today. Partly because I had to go out into the middle of a pollen. But it's like my throat would close up and I'd start suffocating and having an asthma attack because of it. And the school would just be like, stop faking it. It's like, I am surprised I managed to survive half of that stuff though. It's like, What the hell? Yeah, also, as one of the things about like, being an early bloomer effectively, like especially when it comes to sports, is that you can be very competitive very early on because you're competing against people in the same age group. And when you're twice as tall as they are, obviously you can do so much better. But eventually people start getting older and they start growing and catching up. And then you're just nowhere near as, you know, insane as insanely better than they are. It's like when I was young, I could outrun people in the same age group if they're on a bike and I'm on foot. But eventually, that's just not going to be the case anymore. It's like, what's even the point of trying to do more? And that's... I do also question the entire thing of trying to make someone become an athlete when it's like, yeah, in a few years, all of their advantages are just going to be gone. So dedicate their entire life to being an athlete when there's a good chance and they're older, they just won't be, you know, as good comparative to everyone else they're competing against. Doesn't make sense. In the words of Orion, I had a dream a goober was... What? What? Vince Falcadoc! I hope that's just out of context. I also got the psychosomatic word thrown at me. Not a smart thing to say when your mum is a paramedic. Also going through the whole process of having a sensor stuck in my head to track my CSF. Oh no, what's CSF? The issue is, because my problem was mostly undiagnosed, like I didn't have an official diagnosis for it. It was just, the doctors well, some of them did, recognise that I was ill. Or they just didn't know what was wrong or causing it. Cerebral spinal fluid, oh no. It just means that a lot of people don't take it very seriously. They're just rather... It's like when your car is leaking oil, but for the brain. Yeah. That's sad. I had all sorts of cameras and stuff. I had to swallow a pill camera. And then it's like... Eventually, doctors gave me a proper diagnosis. Well, it's not a proper diagnosis. The diagnosis is effectively, we don't really know what's wrong with you. But it's at least something where you can tell people. And they'll be like, oh, that sounds, you know, relatively serious. It's like, yeah, it is. I find it funny as well. It's like doctors recognise that, do you know, like IBS and stuff. It's a Rogo Dawn model. I can guarantee I could paint a white circle with a red ring around the circle, a black umbrella inside the white circle. You know what insignia I'm talking about. For Umbrella Corporation? Maybe? Oh, I have a Rogo Dawn model that should be arriving eventually at some point through Combat Patrol magazine. I'm thinking about buying a 3D printed turret for it though. Hi, Sarah Edwin. Because there's some really cool 3D printed turrets of the Rogo Dawn that just look so cool. Because it got like longer barrels and stuff. There's a good reason I want to name it the Astra Egretarium. I have no idea what that's in reference to, sorry. Oh, goodness. Drinking. I had raging headaches that kept me bedridden for the first half of year 9. Nothing the doctors could prescribe could shift it. It just came down to dealing with it for years. Oh. Yeah. As my stomach issue progressed, I started getting other progressions of issues such as joint pain and headaches. Headaches are a very big one, and migraines and stuff. In fact, I always got migraines. It wasn't until I was at a doctor's office and I was just reading the walls of like what's the difference between a migraine and a headache, and I started realizing that the headaches I always complained about were migraines. And that they were actually a serious thing I should be mentioning to people and not just saying I got a bit of a headache. I'm like, oh my gosh, Tama is here. Hi, Tama. Tama Raid. Oh my goodness. Hello. How you doing, Get Prepared or Dragons? How was your stream? Thank you for being here. Hi, Maxter. How you doing? It's been a while indeed. How have you been? I've been okay, except recently my hay fever's been punching me in the gut. And we've been painting. Yuck. Hello, Crocodile. Been a while. Imric, dragons. Dragons are here. Hello, Leanne. How you doing? Hello, everyone. Yeah, big old hearts. For those who don't know me, I'm Cupcake Conjuror in both profession and name. First name Cupcake, second name Conjuror. And I conjure cupcakes. Like, look at all those dudes down there. Look at these little dudes. Where's it go, you guys? Yeah. And this here is Cuptle. The other cupcake turtle. Cuptle. He can make Cuptle talk. Yeah, you're doing good. Yeah, you love my chippy. Thank you. Yeah. It's got many modes. I can have a hat. Yeah. I can take glasses off. Yeah. And also evil. Evil mode. Rah!
I love committing tax fraud.
That is not true. Cuptle does not commit tax fraud, never mind how much he enjoys it. Sleepy. Lol. Yeah. Foxy and Drones here. Hi, Foxy. Look, Foxy. Guess what you got? You got a membership today. I was giving out the free members and you got one. You got one. Yeah. But hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. It's not a federal crime if you are the state. Am I allowed to eat? No, cupcakes are friends, not food. You are now for cupcake. When you arrive here, you get turned into a little cupcake. Like, where are you, Leon? There you are at the bottom. And if you want to customize your cupcake, there's a little link in the chat that's pinned. Where's Leon gone? Les, there you are. See, Leon, you're here. You're here. You're a cupcake. Eating a cupcake would now be cannibalism. Yeah, I'm going to grab you, Phil. I'm going to... split. I'm joking. How was your stream? Yeah, how was your stream? You were streaming. I say the same about handmaids. No eating handmaids. Yeah, don't eat them. Don't eat one another. My lady used to say we are not food, but still ate us. No! No eating. Don't eat people. Don't eat cupcakes. Sentient knife. Needs to be protected. It was good. I was working on a new short manga fan art. Oh, manga fan art. Nice. We gotta remind the streamers to feed us before we raid you. Look, you can have some paint. Do you want to eat some paint? Short manga art fan art. So cool. So cool. I used to do manga. I used to make manga. Yeah. Wait, do I still have my manga assets? Where are they? I got Screen Tone in here somewhere. Screen Tone, come here. Oh, it's down at the bottom here. Oh yeah, and here's all the nibs of Japanese fountain pens I used. Pen nib for manga. And ink. Oh, I can't get the Screen Tone. It's under like 6,000 different things. The Hornmate is some kind of creature with horns. I don't know, but they look like chubby dragons. Oh, it's
Take
adorable.
the offer of the paint. She never
That's
lets
adorable.
us taste test the paints. Or the glues. Or the green stuffs. She's so mean.
Yeah, don't eat my greens. I'd prefer if you didn't eat that stuff, but if it was a choice between that or cupcakes. Quick, get the Norscan monkey. No, there's no monkeys allowed. Hey, she never lets us eat the paint. It's unfair. We always beg to let us nibble some delicious paint. Look, 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 look. These are new raiders. We have to feed the raiders. If there's a model named Shasho Kikasso, or maybe Cuffs for Lawnmower, or maybe Tiny Tic Tac. Those are Star Wars characters. Maybe sound kind of like Star Wars characters. Oh goodness, yeah. It's a very slow process, this painting. We're painting one little bit at a time. I'm gonna lurk her basement and continue. Good luck lurking and working! Leanne, I hope you have fun. Ah, Casey, hi! Just remember to shut the paint pot tight. I had 3 paints die on me. Yeah, this paint's a bit dead on me. I managed to get rid of all the paint that was plugging up the back so it wouldn't shut properly. But still. These Citadel paint pots are not the greatest. You can revive them though using acrylic medium, so it's fine. Space means thieves, there's no roll to ones. Wait. Rolling ones. Rolling ones. How many ones can I roll? I rolled 1, an arrow, and a 6. I rolled a 10. Okay, now let's get 2 normal dice out. I rolled 2 6s. That's a 6. That hammer is a 6. I rolled 2 5s. You know what Star Wars? This Battered and Broken Cannon has names like Savage Opress and Brass Monkey. I wouldn't be surprised anymore. Look, Savage Opress. Just sounds like a cool name, okay? Warhammer has names like literally Iron Manus. No, what is he called? Ferrus Manus. Yeah, Ferrus Manus, which literally just translates in Latin directly to Iron Man. Oh. Warhammer names are very on the nose too. Ferrus Manus is cool. Yeah, I'm not saying he isn't. Oh, Star Wars, you mean Mr. Romper? An at Battle Wagon. An at an AT-AT Battle Wagon. I'm not even sure if the orcs would actually want an AT-AT. It kind of sucks. Although the Sentinel does look very similar to the Walker from the Ewok movie. Ferrus Manus with his Ferrus Manus, Primarch of the Ferrus Manus Legion. Ferrus Manus with his iron hands in charge of the Iron Hand Legion. Did they change their name after they met their Primarch, or were they just always named Iron Man? Like, what came Iron Hands, sorry. Were they named Iron Hands before he had his Iron Hands? Ah yes, his signature hammer, still stored in a Bloodhaven fort alongside a Power Fist of a Death Guard Marine. It's pronounced the French way apparently, like Chaffarge. And he's Moore's brother. And Moore survived, and I don't know. Chaffarge. Look, Chaffarge Oakless. It's cool. Well, I wasn't a big fan of Maul having a brother. I found Maul's story just so compelling. Well, compelling, so he's just so good. The voice actor for Maul is just so good. And the writing for Maul in the TV show was just so fun. Like, I just loved every single time he was on screen and he was giving his little rant dialogues of just insanity. I do have a weakness for just insane rants, though, in, you know, stories where characters just like, I can't even do it. I can't remember, but most of the legions did have a name prior to their Primarch renaming them. Oh. Ferrus Manus, the leader of the Legion of the Damned, and seek revenge on Chaos Fulgrim? Maybe. Fulgrim would get absolutely demolished by Demon Fulgrim. But I do feel like, right, that it would be really, really fun if they brought Clone Fulgrim back as a loyalist and like created a new Emperor's Children Legion that was, or chapter, sorry, that was completely loyal to the Emperor. That would be so fun. And like Clone Primarch was the Clone Fulgrim was the Primarch, sorry. Just looked it up. The Iron Hands were called the Stormwalk. That's a boring name. At least it's better than just naming them something silly like Skywalker.
Lunar Wolves, Warhounds, Dusk Raiders, which ones did they become?
Lunar Wolves became the Black Legion. Warhounds? I have no idea. Dusk Raiders, I'd imagine were the... Night Lords. There we go. Sons of Horrors. Oh yeah, Sons of Horrors is what they eventually became called. And in fact became the Black Legion. World Eaters and Death Guard. That makes sense. Yeah, Death Guard was my other guess of the Dusk Raiders. It's either going to be Night Guard, Night Lords, or Death Guard. Warhounds are World Eaters. Oh, yeah. I was going to say Death Guard first, and then I was like, nah, I'll change it to Night Lord. Speaking of stories up in the air, have you heard? George R. Martin finds it so annoying when people ask him when the last book will be finished. If only there was something he could do, like finish the book. Now, George R. Martin is a very spiteful person. If someone annoys him, he's gonna do the one thing that will annoy them more, even if it would annoy him too. He's a kind of person who would cut off his own arm just so he could hit you in the face with it. I'm joking, I have no idea how George R. Martin is in real life. I just like to imagine him like that based on reading Game of Thrones. It's like, yep. That's that. I didn't actually read it fully. But knowing Game of Thrones, that's what I imagine he'll do. Like, you want your book? You want to know when it'll be released? Literally over my dead body. To recap, we have Tusker in Khan's realm, Isha as Nurgle's test subject, the Khan in the Webway, and the leader of the Grey Knights wandering the warp. Yeah, and Rogel Dawn might be somewhere in the warp. And who else might be? Vulcan is like on a planet somewhere as a farmer, helping out some Xenos. That's my headcanon. I imagine Vulcan is just on a planet, just living a nice life. And then one day the salamanders are going to come across the planet. And they're going to be like, oh my goodness, we have to exterminate these random peaceful Xenos. And then Vulcan's just there going, what the heck are you doing to my friends, bro?
It's called reactance, the phenomenon of you becoming less likely to do something when asked to do it.
Yeah, I
Mom,
hate that.
when you're gonna paint some good boys?
Never! He has given that impression in interviews. Oh, goodness. Oh. No. It's actually... I hate when that happens, though. Do you know where you want to do something? I've had someone ask in a very annoyed tone of when you're going to do this, or please, can you do this now? And it's like, you know what, I was going to. But now all of my will and desire to do it has just gone out the window. Thank you very much. To be fair, as an author, you need to expect that people will be like that. And to be quite frank, if that's what they're like, then that just means you did well. It should be like a celebration of yourself when people are asking you when your next book coming out. Like, I like the fact that people like get excited for streams and stuff, and for me doing things, even if I can't really keep up with how much I'd want to do. It's kind of expectation, as alright. By the way, did you gift members? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. First thing I did basically on the stream. One of them arrived at Heath, and another arrived at Sean, and another arrived at Foxy and Drone.
Time to start a war on this bakery.
On this bakery. You didn't get the member. Talan, you're already a member. Actually, you're not. Oh, Talan, I think that just means you need to... Our memberships are pretty cheap. You can become a member for us, and it's just 99 pence a month. Although that will only give you access to the emote. If you want access to member streams and members' content and posts and stuff, then you need to get the Cupcake Mage package instead, which is... What is that, $2.99? I can't remember. Gunter saw if I had $1.3 in my bank account, has just been chasing that bag ever since. Look, you're the one who said you can afford $2. And you know, my membership is... The lowest membership is cheaper than $2. If you don't care enough, if you don't like me enough, that's fair. That's fair. It just shows where you're true. I'm joking, I'm joking. No one needs to feel inclined to get a membership or whatever. It's why I give out free ones so everyone has a chance to be a member. If they want it. I don't want people feeling bad because they don't want to be a member or anything. I'm just happy for you guys to be here. Gene Stealer cults really are underpowered, to be honest. Are they underpowered at the moment? I swear Gene Stealer cults are pretty strong. Like, they got the ability just to have a basic unit just tear things. Like, I've seen their basic unit have a couple of cheap characters in it, and it just tears apart an entire Baneblade in one turn.
Are you trying to shake down the rat again? Good, yeah. Shake harder. I want rat brain smoothies, although we might need an extra few rats. Thank you Mal for supporting the initiation of a Cupcake Mage.
Oh my goodness, thank you, Mal. A Thunder Nugget for Terrible has received one. Still not Talan. Still not Talan. I think Talan is, what's it called? I think he's actually got like one of those recurring memberships where he just decided to not renew it, but it still counts as a recurring one. So he can't actually get gifted. A sacrifice to a cupcake god. Oh goodness, thank you Mal. I watched a play on video. One managed to fail every ambush roll for 5 turns straight. Just because you fail for those doesn't mean the faction's bad. I know, okay, there are some where it is a bit like that. Like, if you got barely... If the entire game falls on whether you can pass a couple of 2+ rolls, then that's bad. But a single unit failing to get its ambush off for a few turns, that's fine. But I'm not sure for ambush. Would you still have to roll for 5 turns? After like a couple of turns, isn't it just like fine? Wait, Cupcake starts with C. Chaos also starts with C. Look. This is why I give 3 members, like everyone else doesn't do it. Yeah, no, not everyone else actually does do it. It's true. A bunch of people don't give away for 3 members, and it's sad. It's like, oh, no. But yeah, that's why we got 3 members, so you don't have to feel like you can. Oh, so you got for other ones where people purposely move for memberships that give the free, give access to streams. They put it specifically over $5. Because a gifted membership will always be of the highest value that's below $5, of a highest membership that costs less than $5. So what they do is they put behind the members only content over $5 and put the emotes at under $5. So that way for gifted memberships will only give you access to emotes and not to content. But still, is orange dice the most cussed dice? No, the most cussed dice is any dice I use. Like, watch this. Watch this. I'm going to take 5 2+ saves. Going old Terminators. They only have 1 wound each. 5 2+ saves on a Terminator squad. Okay, one of them's dead. That's just below average. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, back in the day, I'd used to roll dice, and it would be like, okay, need to take 5 2+ save on my Terminators. Let's see how many survive. All of them do, but you used to be like, I just roll 5 1s. Like, this was the roll I'd most likely get when saving my Terminators. Like, 2+ saves. Okay, all pass. No man. I've got much better at rolling dice. Actually, it's because I'm not in a game. If I'm not in a game, I can roll dice. If I am in a game, I'm rolling all 1s. Except when it comes to leadership tests, in which case I'm just rolling high. Before I rolled low for that leadership test. Try rolling a 4 up to trigger an ambush trait. Okay, first turn, 5. Second turn, 6. 4. 5. 5. And a 3. Okay, I failed once on 6 dice. Okay, no, it turns out I'm great at rolling dice. Maybe it's just these dice. Maybe these old world dice are blessed. Do you want to try finding a different set of dice? Okay. Closest dice I have to orange are red ones. Let's see how cussed these are. Okay, so 4+ ambush test. 6. 5. 6. That's a 1. That's a 2. 4. 3. Okay, I did worse with the red dice. Let's do the 6 2+ saves on the Terminators. Okay, that's actually 2 dead. Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe the closer you get to orange, the more cussed they become. Okay, no, that time I just rolled 3 6s. I started to play with the dice, the models are salivating.
And here we enter the not painting portion of the stream.
Look, people are asking for dice rolls, and here we go. I got 4 1s. I think the hardmates ate more paint than we used. Look! Look, I've actually done quite a few models today. I got paint. Look, these are models we've finished off today. See, look at that. Look at that. Loads of stuff. We're not, I say finished off, as in like done a certain part of the paint. Look, my hands are hurting me and I'm feeling a bit dizzy. I'm taking a little break from the painty paints. Okay, do you want to see? Let's go to our favourite website. Let's go to our favourite website, you evil little fellas. Oh my goodness. Rumour engine. Oh, what's this? What is this? It looks like someone's got a fork and is just stabbing. It looks like someone's just eating some green stuff with a fork. Detect evil. Oh, my hands are hurting me. Better than your hands hurting someone else. Look, my hands will hurt you in a minute. Like, it just looks like some... Like, I'm guessing chaos model. And it's scratching a boulder. Huh. Night Lord model, maybe? No, the next things on the list, I believe, are Black Templars, Salamanders. Yeah, Black Templars and Salamanders should be next on the list, so maybe it's something after that. Could be a new Raptor model, maybe? He has a goblin with a giant fork, maybe. Maybe an FSO assassin? Could be, could be. Oh yeah, the free model is one of these guys now. I remember you can pick up one of the 10 paints and get one free. And oh, so look, there's a collectible coin. So Black Graveyard. Oh, how does Advantage work? Look at this cool army. That's apparently like the owner of the studio's own personal army. People have been thinking, oh look, that's there. The Mastodon, so maybe that, you know, means there's a plastic one. It's like, no, that's the Forge Road one. Look, I want to get a bunch of these servitors for Mechanicus army. Vulcan. Oh, yawn. Yawn. I'm tired. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna roll a dice. I need to beat tiredness, I have to take a leadership test. I got leadership of 7. So I need to roll a 7 or higher. Oh no, I rolled an 8. I'm fine. I'm alive. The angle of a pose makes me think of a current model of ENvtuber, and maybe a redo of it, because I think it's old at this point. Let's look. Let's go back to the website and we can... Don't forget to like the stream and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's go to this and we'll look at the current ENvtuber assassin. Wait, which one is this? Not that one, that's the Cultus. Vindicare, Cultus. Oh, there's not an ENvtuber here. Oh, here it is. I mean, maybe. It could be, but I think that claw would look way worse than this unless it's super zoomed in. Now let's look back at the rumor engine. Yeah, I don't think that could be for ENvtuber. That looks just too different. It looks like a worse hand than that. I mean, people and agents haven't been very good for, like, the new models. Or very lucky, sorry. Like, the last new model they got, what was it? It was this dude. And that's terrible. So maybe the same people who made this are making the remake of an ENvtuber. Actually, can we look at that sprue and see when it was from? No, it doesn't have a date on it. 24. Oh no, 2014 here. Never mind. Yeah, so it's a pretty old model. It's not super old though. So maybe it doesn't need a new model. Could be a Age of Sigmar model, couldn't it? Agents haven't done well with new models.
Agents haven't done well with new models. Oh hello Diapicotes and your spatially challenged bird.
Yes. It reminds me of old lightning claws. So maybe a Ravenclaw model. No, wait, Ravenguard, sorry, not Ravenclaw, Ravenguard. Because if we look at this guy's... Yeah, if we look at this guy's... It's very hard to see on this model. But his lightning claws are very similar. To that. Yeah, they're very similar. So it could definitely be another Ravenguard. And this model is from 2019, so it's not going to be this one. But I wouldn't be surprised if they got a new Ravenguard model. It does seem like Raven Guard is probably one of the next on the list to get an upgrade. We know Salamander's on the list. And people are assuming that we're going to get the Salamander Captain, not Captain, Chapter Master effect finally. God, do I despise the Cotias model? I mean, the Cotias model definitely needed to change. Because it was ancient, and the mode wasn't great, and you could see how old it was. But in general, I don't like most of the Imperial Agent models. There are some really good ones, like this Eisenhorn is pretty cool. The Imperial Navy Breaches are pretty cool. But it's more of a thing, as you get closer to the Inquisitors, the more I despise the models. Actually, the Exaction Squad is pretty great, but again, they're not an Inquisitor unit. They're like a completely different thing. But the closer you get to Inquisitors and stuff, I don't like them. Like these agents are kind of meh. Okay, that's a cool model. It's actually the Rogue Trader ones are the ones I really love Rogue Traders in terms of their lore. I like some of the models we've had in the past, but so many of these models absolutely suck. Like his head. How old is this kit? How old is it? Doesn't look like it'll be too old. 2018, yeah, this isn't a super old kit as far as old kits go. In fact, it's old enough that they shouldn't have a model that looks this static and, but you know, just generally flat, effectively, and big-handed. It just feels so weird. It feels just so... It reminds me of the old Guard models. Like, if you go back to the old metal ones and stuff, it reminds me of that, but the pose is even less cool. Inquisitor Draco's pulling for Who Are You? I'm you, but better with Cotias. Yes. I remember this mod, I'd have no idea what's happening with her head. And generally the pose and stuff. This model, it looks fine, but it looks like it's on a completely different galaxy, effectively, like a different game. Doesn't... I mean, it looks okay. I could imagine doing... This is how I kind of imagined, you know, the Ultramar Guardsman looking. But I think this guy, he looks like it's like a rejected Sonic villain character. And again, it's a very flat looking model. Everything is just built on just one line. And even this model, it's got the same flat. If it got a line and the model has to stick to that line, it feels like. Same with this model. There's nothing coming out forward on them. Then this one, again, it's got that same line for behind them, in front of them. This looks like a Despicable Me character, if I'm entirely honest. Looks like Solak Sully from Heresy. I guess so. I guess so, because Solak Sully will look a bit cooler. Oh goodness, I never noticed on the base. That's a cool base, if I'm entirely honest. I mean, the design of this model's not too bad, I suppose, but again, it just feels very flat. And again, you got the same flat pose. Now, this one does have the leg coming out more, and the pose is a lot more sort of dynamic, and just not built on one line. And I'd say this is probably one of the best scopes in the entire kit. And then again, he looks flat again on one line. The dog is also really cool, really nice scope. But yeah, I just feel like this entire kit is... It's very meh. Very flat, not something I'd really expect. Okay, the kill team... Not the kill team, the Death Watch models look really cool, but they're old models too, aren't they? Yeah, they're definitely old models. You would have thought with the new Imperial Agents book that we would have got some new stuff. Instead, we just got the Death Watch upgrade kit. And don't they have like a proper another kill team as well? That's actually way cooler. Clover's Black Star Squad. This model here is absolutely amazing. I absolutely adore this model. I'm tempted just to subscribe to Warhammer Plus just to be able to get this. And if this Lord Inquisitor's cool, I'm not the biggest fan of. Like, she's cool, but I kind of prefer if she was just released as a generic Inquisitor or like Witch Hunter model. That had like multiple different parts and ways to build it. Because that way it should just be much better for kit bashing. But she's kind of cool. I do think her hat looks a bit derpy though. Ever saw the assassin characters do look kind of cool, yeah, as well. Very cool. I'm not a big fan of this minister. I love the navigator model actually, that's cool. Hate this model. Inquisitorial agents are...
My boulder is crossbow. Your argument is invalid.
£36 there. £34. 36. Oh, they're slightly different. Oh, if it's slightly different, can they both be built the same way? Oh yeah, I think maybe they can be, if you wanted to. Yeah, you can. Yeah, these ones are fine. But I only say these are fine, like they're not super great scopes. I'd say for the most part. These two kits, amazing. And that's the rest of the last of the kits. The rest of them are other people's kits, other faction kits that they can just use. But yeah, the Inquisitorial agents, I say, are definitely one of the worst for hit or miss models. Like, when they miss, they absolutely miss. When they hit, they can hit really, really well. But then a lot of the other times, the models are just kind of eh. Space Marines are kind of similar to a lot of the models, are just, they're fine. But at the same time, I like the fact that most of the models kind of look similar. They got similar designs because that just makes kit bashing much easier. But even then, I don't think any of the Space Marine models, well, many of them are misses for me personally. I think so many of them are just cool looking kits, like Blade Guard, amazing. Eradicators, amazing. Heavy Intercessors, amazing. I'd actually say for Interceptors, as cool as I like them in theory, I do kind of feel this kit isn't the greatest. Especially for basic helmet. I've seen people put these helmets on, you know, other models, and I think it looks so much cooler. Looking back, Medabots was just kit bashing for show. Oh, I want to watch Medabots again. I want to get the Medabot toys again, and I want to chew them. Yeah. Some people really don't like this kit, but I absolutely adore this kit. I got 2 of them just because I think it's so cool. Inquisitorial agents as a codex is the widest miss ever. No one asked of this. They barely have an army rule. The rule is they can be allied to Imperium armies, which the Knights do as well. For bringing back Medabots. Oh my goodness. No, the only thing I remember about Medabots is I had a Medabots model, or maybe a couple of them. I like do a toy. And I was young enough that I just chewed it all the time. And I can still sometimes remember the taste when I think about Medabots. I'm like, I kind of want that taste and texture. I want to chew it. I want to chew it! I had that, you know, that weird wubbery texture. Oh, I want to chew it again. Armies of the Imperium. Adeptus Custodes. Custodes also have a lot of misses on the models. Now, I like Inquisitorial agents as a codex because I like the fact that they did just give you, it's like, okay, if you want an Inquisitor army, you don't have to just build one by allying it into someone else's army. You can just make it yourself. But I feel like they need to do a bit more with it. And she never forgets the taste of toy polymers. True, true. What a waste of Medabots. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really, really liked the Medabots. Because if I had little magnets on them too, it was fun. And then it's like a few years ago, I was looking at something and just a Medabot thing appeared. I'm like, oh, I'd forgotten about Medabots completely. And it just like triggered so much nostalgia in me. Yeah, custody models are really weak. Like, look at this person. Like, look, that head is just too big on that body. What the hell's going on there? Talons of the Emperor Valerian and Leia. Yeah, custodies have an issue of sometimes kind of looking like dwarves or just big head mode. Some chilled had a binky. Some have a stuffy. Cupcon had a Medabot. True, true. Adeptus Custodes. Yeah, Adeptus Custodes definitely needs them. This kit doesn't look too bad. The heads don't look oversized. That one, the head does. This kit, again, it looks fine. It looks pretty great. Custodes. Custodies. I guess one thing about the custodies is they definitely need to be taller. The biggest issue for them is they look too much like dwarves if away for boat, and the heads are a bit too big on the bodies. Especially when you compare them to Space Marines who, especially modern, where now this guy's a dwarf. I've heard it's just partly the image they took of him. It's just so bad. But he also has the same issue of being a little bit flat. Not as flat. But yeah, they definitely need to be taller. Oh gosh, what's going on here? Most Marine figures are so stocky they feel short to me, even though I know they are 8 foot tall. Most unfortunate camera angle, yeah. This one is way better. This is this one feels much more like what I expect a Custodes to look like. In terms of, he doesn't feel too stocky. His head feels kind of a correct size and the body. These guys are also fine, but again, they're in Terminator armor, so they do look better. Now, the sisters are silent models. I think they're just amazing. They are perfect. It's a Custodes that really need an update. Custodes are tall models. It's just that they are also wide. Bro's 9 foot tall. I mean, they kind of are, but when you compare them to the modern Primus models, they aren't that tall anymore. I'm gonna need to... Sorry, I need to blow my nose. Yeah, when you compare them to modern Primaris models, most of them aren't. I think he is. But if I can find like a picture of Custodes versus Primaris. Custody v Primaris model. Custodes embodying the wide walk, yep. I think, as I said, a lot of it is the issue of... Oh no, it's not opening properly in a new tab. There we go. But here we go. They, unfortunately, very similar in size. a Custodes should be at least a head taller than a Primaris, I believe. So yeah, a lot of these models are a lot smaller. The helmets do add a lot of extra height to them, mind you. But still. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the pictures are scaled up Custodes. Yeah, this is a good one. Actually on the same here. This isn't just two pictures put next to one another. This is actually just a picture of a Custodes in Terminator armor next to a normal Primaris. And it's like, they're just too similar in size. Oh, goodness. Yeah. And now that's partly just because they need a range refresh for Custodes. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're getting in 10th edition since they already have a new codex. This being said, Warhammer Horus Heresy is getting a new range refresh. Well, not a range refresh. They're getting a new edition, which is another chance for the Custodes to get a range refresh. Because the Custodes are in for Horus Heresy 2. Forces of the Emperor, and you've got some... Where are they? We're right here, the exact same models as well. Yeah. So this is a perfect chance that they have to get their range refresh. I think they are meant to be a head taller than Marines, but Primaris are like a head taller than Marines, so yeah. No, right now it's Custodes are a head taller than Primaris. Well, the average Primarch is a head taller than a Custode. Your Custode is a head taller than your Primaris, and your Primaris are a head taller than your Space Marines. At least that's what I've been... Like, if let's find the Custodes, the Space Marine. Here we go. Open image in new tab. Open image in new tab. Here we go. So this is meant to be like the difference between the groups, roughly. This is a human. This is what an Astartes is meant to be compared to a human. I think that Astartes is a bit too big on this image. Because an Astartes is around... Nowadays, it's considered... Astartes outside of power army is around 7 foot tall. So... I think he needs to be scaled down slightly in this image. A Primaris is a head taller than an Astartes, so this one makes sense. Thunder Warrior is a head taller than an Astarte. So yeah, this is around the same. And then for Custodes is around a head taller than a Thunder Warrior, and for Primaris. It was always the case that Custodes were taller than Thunder Warriors, and Thunder Warriors were taller than Astartes. So it makes sense that if a Primaris is now the same height as a Thunder Warrior, Custodes is still going to be taller. Then, as you can see here, Primarch, the average Primarch height is going to be around a head taller than the average Custode height. And then the Emperor of Mankind is taller than the average Primarch. What is a Thunder Warrior? Oh, a Thunder Warrior is the predecessors to Space Marines. So when the Emperor conquered Earth, he used Thunder Warriors, and this was always the case, because back when I was even playing the game and first started, there were these stories of the Emperor conquering Earth using Thunder Warriors, or winning the wars on Terra. And the Thunder Warriors were not like Space Marines. They were much shorter lived, much more aggressive, and much less indoctrinated. But they were also taller and stronger, but generally much less capable of working together. And again, they had the weakness that they were much, much shorter lived. Their biology would eventually kill them. TA, proto-marines, they were super slapdash, thrown together, super strong and tough and deadly, but were degenerating like constantly physically and mentally. Yeah. And they were eventually slaughtered by the custodians. They also had Primarchs, but their Primarchs were a job title, not a, you know, a race of being. Separated. The Primarchs are very different. Anyone could become a Primarch. The Custodians existed at the same time and worked alongside. I don't think that was always in the lore. I was surprised when I heard that he killed off a thumb. And that the Custodians had fought alongside the Thunder Warriors. I heard that he created the Space Marines to kill the Thunder Warriors, and that the Custodians came after the Space Marines. Maybe I'm misremembering the history though, because it was years ago when I first heard the lore. Well, the lore's changed a lot since then, and back then Custodians was something we barely knew anything about. I think the only parts of lore that we knew were they guarded the Emperor. There were magical entities even more powerful than the Space Marines. It was rumoured at the time, but never confirmed in lore, that they were basically the same as Space Marines, but the Emperor was their Primarch. So they were made from the Emperor's own gene seed. But that was then later debunked, so... I thought the Primarchs were each painstakingly engineered. How do you just become one? No, the Primarchs of Thunder Warriors weren't the same. The Primarch was a job title the same way that Chapter Master is a job title. In which, yeah, it was a rank. It was just a rank for them. They weren't painstaking, like they weren't the Gene Fathers or anything. They were just, we made a bunch of Thunder Warriors and that one is the one in charge. Yeah. And here's another bunch of Thunder Warriors. I'm going to pick roll a dice and this one's in charge. So that's how it went. Yeah, Custodian, the lore's changed a lot since then. Because that was back before they ever added Custodians as a playable faction. I'm not even sure if the Sisters of Silence were even a thing back then. They might have been. Oh no, they were, because there was this thing about blanks and stuff, and that the blanks also protected the Emperor. But they were, like, much more separated from the Custodians back in the lore back then. Like, I think the Sisters of Silence were the kind of things that you could expect them to, like, come out and, like, attack and kill Psychers, and they hunted Psychers and stuff, like evil ones, because they were all blanks. They weren't just around the Emperor. So, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how true a lot of this lore is. Because, again, a lot of it I learnt when I was a kid. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, what a hit. The demon mongoose got it. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of it, as I said, I was a kid when I first heard a lot of the lore, so that would ruin my interpretation of it. I'd also Custodian side. Every time I play against them, I lose, but it's partly because my opponent has mixed up his rules in his favour. Oh no! I do feel bad when I do that, like when you're reading your codex afterwards and like, oh, I've been doing it wrong this entire time! I blame dyslexia. An example of how crazy the Thunder Warriors are was Daitar. Survivors of a massacre who made it out into space took over a space station as rebels, and the World Eaters had to go clean up. Oh, creative interpretation of the rules. Yeah, that's what I like about 10th edition. There's a lot less room for creative interpretation. I mean, there's always room for it, but there's a lot less room for personal interpretation of the rules. So yeah, degenerating mentally and physically, and they still killed 4 to 5 World Eaters per Thunder Warrior. To be fair, they were much more experienced. And World Eaters aren't exactly known for being the most tactically bright even before they went crazy. Like, all units are in -1 to be wounded if a target attack has a higher strength or the toughness of a model. Like, isn't that just a normal rule? I thought that's like a normal rule for any custody model. I don't think it affects Sisters of Science, but I swear that's like a basic rule. I've not played them, I've not really looked at them too hard. The only reason I've looked at them is basically just to have an idea of if they are as powerful as people claim they are. It's like, they're okay. But Alderic, my Marshal Alderic would still be able to take out a few custodians. Yeah. I also checked the rules to see how like close they were to, you know, being able to be like they are in the law. I was like, I don't think they're that far off, to be honest. I think Space Marines are pretty close to being law accurate right now. And I think the Custodians are pretty close to. I think they're further away from being law accurate than Space Marines. But the Custodian law is still all over the place. It's about as all over the place as Space Marine law was back before they decided to give Space Marines 2 wounds. Back before the Primaris came out. Like, after Primaris, all the law that's come out has been a lot more consistent with the Space Marines. It's still not the most consistent, but before then you had, like, a single Space Marine, like, surviving being shot by tanks and Lehman Russes and NAS cannons and everything and just walking through it all. And then in another book, a Space Marine dies to some last gunfire. Or the Horus Heresy books. The Horus Heresy books have also been really good for trying to make the Space Marine law more consistent. But now you get custodies that are dying in relatively simple manners to ones that are just taking on thousands of Space Marines at a time. Or well, dozens of them at the very least. He had that hit for his whole army when it was only meant to be for just that 1 unit. I've lost twice with my Nids for Tyranids. -1 to being wounded is devastating. Oh. Make sure to look at his rules and stuff then when you're doing it. I could send 700 to 800 points of Nids to try and kill 1 unit and boom. I kill 1 model and lose the whole parts of that army. Yikes. Oh, I swear it's for like one of the... Oh, I swear I saw a rule like that where it's like... It's was for tanks or something though. That was really powerful. We're at -1 to wound if your strength's higher. But I think that only affected vehicles in like one of the army abilities. Not army abilities, oh, what do they call them? Detachment rules. I can't remember what faction it was for. But yeah. I think isn't the way to beat Custodies. It's because you can't take many units and models. It's similar to Imperial Knights, where you play objectives right away. Big guns never tire is fun, aka get to shoot in combat with non-blast weapons at -1 to hit. Yeah, that is a very fun rule. I'm glad we got that. Vehicles, I think, could always shoot while in combat, but monsters couldn't. Because monsters acted just like very big infantry models. But vehicles were their own entity and own thing. But then they changed the vehicle rules to basically be the same as the monster rules, which I think is very good. Because it's like, Tyranids were incredibly powerful because they had more than 1 wound. They had 4 wounds on their models and they had an armor save. So not only was it incredibly... So you could not one-shot them. You could not one-shot them and there's only always a chance that they'll just survive anyway and just ignore the wound. They were really powerful in close combat compared to vehicles that even had close combat attacks, like the Defiler. And the Defiler kind of sucked back in the day. But like Carnifexes were just so overpowered because they got 4 wounds of a toughness 7. It's like, and every single weapon only did 1 damage. So you could hit them with like 4. You needed at least 4 last cannon shots to kill a Carnifex. I mean, that did mean that concentrated bolt gunfire could kill it. But then a Land Raider, you only needed 1 lucky last cannon shot to kill a Land Raider. Or to knock it out for fight. So to get back at my local Custodes player, I'm getting a Hierophant, go big or go home. Honestly, that's probably going to be bad for you, because they struggle with fighting lots and lots of infantry and lots of units as far as I'm aware, because they have so few models. And they can get caught up in combat. Well, for but for they got a lot of killing power, especially against big things. So if you have a Titan, they'll likely just gang up on it and destroy it pretty easily. Yeah. A good thing is, though, is always look at your opponent's rules and just, if you're not sure of a rule or it sounds too good to be true, just check it. Just like ask to see the codex or whatever. Cupcake, both times I played against him, I had over 20 units in my army. Storm all of the objectives then, you crazy egg. Vote a couple of units into his face, force him down in combat, and then just keep hold of the objectives. And then just like every time he starts moving forward again, just throw another unit into his face so he gets bogged down by it and he can't move forward anymore. And then by turn 3, you've got so many points that he can't actually catch up to you anymore. Sure, you might not have killed a single one of his models, but you got all the objective points. That's how I play my Tyranids against my Black Templar. It's the only chance they have. My Black Templars can outshoot them, they can out-combat them. It's like when I tried playing against it, it's like, okay, I've got this Screamer Killer, I'll charge it into the enemy, I'll charge it into the Stern Guard. Okay, the Stern Guard just killed in close combat, never mind. Okay, I've heard about bogging down for enemy with units. Okay, I'll try bogging down this Crusader Squad. Oh yeah, the Crusader Squad gets 50 attacks in a single turn. Yeah, I'm not doing anything to that squad, am I? It's like, aha, I can fight first this time. It's like, okay, I'm taking all the attacks on my Marshal. Oh, my Lictor literally can't hurt your Marshal. Yeah, my Marshal's now going to kill your Lictor. My first game I played Farstlessly, it was him mixing up his rules that screwed with me. Oh no. Well, just know that at least you got a moral victory. You know what you should do is you should... No, actually, no, you shouldn't just mix up your own rules. Yeah, maybe take a Titan. Maybe take a Titan. Maybe ask him if he wants to play a very big game, so he can have a Titan, and then he can have lots of infantry to also protect the Titan. So you can just constantly pour out shots that can obliterate his units. Well, he can't do anything against you. Again, Acid Spray, Terran effect, D6+6 Flamer, Strength 6, AP -1, damage 2. The Ballista's Dreadnought killed in turn 1. Sad. Yeah, I guess that wouldn't be too bad. They still get 4+ saves against it, mind you. And they can always feel no pain, 6+ if they really wanted to. Which makes it very hard to get rid of them. In fact, me to an Apocalypse game, but of a current, I don't have more than 2,000 points. Oh. Why is an Apocalypse game in current rules, by the way? Because as far as I'm aware, it doesn't seem like there's an Apocalypse game. Like, in old rules, Apocalypse games were... they basically removed all limits that you had. You could only play 3,000 points and above, but it removed... You still had you had to have a minimum of 1 HQ slot and 2 troop slots. But after that, you could have as many of anything else as you wanted. You weren't restricted to 3 heavy or 3 whatever. I think actually it might have been upgraded to like double or something stupid. But also they introduce new squads, such as like the Lehman Russ squad, which could be up to 10 Lehman Russes in a single squad. And I knew someone who had that. Ah, so great. Apocalypse is 8 for dish, but modern Apocalypse is just plain normal, but with more points. Okay, okay. Because at the moment, I would love to play Apocalypse if it removed, like, the limits on your units. Because I don't like the fact that some of the units are limited to 3. It's like, you know what? I want to play with more Hellhounds. Let me have the Hellhounds. Oh, like, I was so excited hoping for the Apocalypse books that they released would be like the... It wouldn't just be a crusade mechanic thing. It would be like the old Apocalypse book, where it would introduce squads of vehicles, like for different armies, and new super heavies of different armies, but only at like large point scales. So that way you can have 3 Hellhounds in a single squad, allowing you to have 9 Hellhounds. Look, I just have a lot of Hellhounds from my old Guardsman army that was made for Apocalypse, and now I can't use them in a single army. But oh gosh, it's 11 past 2. I'm feeling a bit dizzy now. I got my migraine going. We got raided today, so let's look. Let's look. Is there anybody that you want me to raid? Because I can add a redirect to this Maya, this leader. Our leader's cool. YouTube. I should see if anyone's like... I miss AP -1 flesh borers and 30 squads of guards. Yeah, I think flesh borers have been... Because flesh borers are basically always the one-shot version of a bolt gun. Well, they're always like a short-range bolt gun with only 1 shot, but at least it had assault on it. Because it used to be strength 4 AP 5, but then bolt guns became strength 4 AP -1. Then they became strength 4 AP 0. And I think flesh borers have followed that. I think it makes sense though. I don't think you need AP -1 flesh borers without like a significant upgrade to them, or like a stratagem rule. How long has Leader been going and what's she doing? Revived or destroyed. Okay, let's see. What's everyone doing? Special debut and game. I'm clicking on people's streams, seeing if they're going to be leaving soon. Fleshball. Oh, for Strength 5 now. Oh gosh, Strength 5 is amazing. I'd forgot for Strength 5. You're right. Started to stream in 12 minutes ago. Oh goodness, do you want to go into another hand cam? She's not wearing gloves. We'll raid into Leader. She's doing her hand cam. And she's fixing a phone, and she doesn't wear gloves unlike me. You get to see her skin. So let's do a cupcake raid. Hey, where's Strength 5? Okay, yeah, Strength 5 AP -1 on Termagants is absolutely insane. I don't think they need that. Yeah, I'm gonna raid into Leader. She's been streaming 12 minutes, so let's do a cupcake raid. Copy and paste this. And remember, I love you all. We'll paint again soon this weekend. Hopefully I'll be feeling better and more up to it. And less dizzy. And remember to do a proper cupcake raid. So I love you all. Remember to work hard and play harder. Take care of yourselves and be kind to others and vice versa. Eat good food, sleep well, dream of cupcakes, but don't eat cupcakes as cupcakes are friends, not food. Yeah, love you all, everybody. And don't forget to do a raid. Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. Yeah.